It's me, the real Manos, and I am back with a new episode of the Weekly Comics Pull, where I review the comics I bought. Maybe that is really unnecessary for a explanation. So, hey everybody, how you doing? I hope you're having a nice comic book day, as I am. And this week I picked up 4 issues, all of them Marvel, and I picked up Captain Marvel, number 26, XMen, number 18, the Magnificent Miss Marvel, number 18, or 75, and Amazing Spider-Man 60. Now, let's get going with Amazing Spider-Man 60, but first I want to mention that my comic book that I write and create, Red and Night, with art by J.C. Grande, is available now in print and digital at manospublishing.com, and we're very proud of it. So just go over there if you're looking for a new indie superhero comic. Issue 5 just got done with its Kickstarter, and it was successful, so right now I'm in the process of getting those rewards out. So, with that said, let's move on. So, yeah, this is a really good book. This is Nick Spencer with Mark Bagley. Let's just say Mark Bagley's just back. You know, I am tired of like, hey, he's guest drawing this issue. No, he's been back a lot. Like, you know, they should just publicize that. You know, Patrick Gleason is great. Let's see, Ryan Oatley was great, and a few other the artists they've had. But this guy is like a workhorse and dependable, and he's always on time. And his art gets better as he gets older. Like, his stuff is fantastic, and doesn't miss a beat. Why don't we just skip all that kind of garbage and just go look? Mark Bagley's just the artist of Spider-Man, and that's it. Until he feels like he doesn't want to do it anymore. That's essentially my goal. But anyway, outside of the normally fantastic, good, solid comic book art of Mark Bagley, we have an interesting story where Peter is waking up in bed, going through one of the usual particular dramatic moments that superheroes go through, kind of relaying their backstory. You know, like we all do, like when we wake up and we wake out of a dream nightmare of our current problems. That's basically what superhero does. And Mary Jane's there, and she actually has a pretty snazzy idea. She's going to take Peter to the old theater that she used to go to a lot, back in like issue 95, 96. Yeah, 96. And tells him, like, look, there's a little bit of therapy where you just stand out there and you just talk to whoever your problems are, and just look, pretend I'm Harry and just talk to him, okay? And it actually works, and that's the majority of this issue, by the way, and it's really good character work, really good writing. I love this because Peter essentially just pours his heart out. And, you know, Mary Jane's right there for him, as always, which has him feeling pretty good. So he has to get back to school or work or whatever he does. So he's off as Spider-Man, feeling pretty good. Except there's one thing, and I'm not going to blow who Mary Jane is talking to after he leaves, but it's pretty sketchy, and it suggests that she is kind of betraying his trust. Now, is she doing this for good reasons? I don't know, but it's pretty on the line. But it kind of surprised me. Meanwhile, Doctor Strange goes to meet with somebody who also is mysterious and has issues with Peter, and I'm not going to give away that one. That's a really good last page as well. It's nice to see Doctor Strange mixing up it, instead of just going, well, that was weird that you had those problems, I'm going to get going. No, I mean, he actually is kind of like sticking around, which I'm very happy about. And there's something off about Peter's soul is his problem. So, yeah, I enjoyed this. I have to say, Nick Spencer's run on Spider-Man has been off and on. If I was a casual fan, I may have dropped the book because a lot of the story arcs bleed into each other with no real recognizable end. Therefore, some of these story arcs feel like they've been kind of like, how should you say, anticlimactic, or they just keep running. And I think he is trying to do this kind of style of like just, turning out a book every month and keeping you reading. But to be honest, you get tired of that. Now, yeah, if I was a casual reader, I probably would have dropped the book. But I'm really in love with Spider-Man more than I have been in a long time. So I'm kind of going with it, and just sticking with the rougher issues and just waiting for the better issues. And this is one of the better issues. This is very good. This is one of those issues that kind of like proves to you like, no, keep reading. This is worth your time. And I really dug this one a lot. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 Ram chips. Check it out. It's a good issue to pick up if you haven't read Amazing Spider-Man for a few issues. Now let's go to Captain Marvel 26 by Kelly Thompson. And let's see, who's doing this? Lee Garbett, and this is Lee Garbett's last issue, by the way. And Lee Garbett goes out on a pretty strong one. In case you're not familiar with what's going on, Carol got sucked into the year 2052, where the world went through an apocalypse, and it's kind of going through a rebuilding period, proving once again that the number 52 just sucks for superheroes. So, where they were trying to get things together, there's been a new force that's been causing a lot of problems and endangering all the work that they've been doing. And it's been none other than the son of Namor. I think his name's Ovar, and his mother, the Enchantress. Namor and Enchantress got together after the apocalypse, thinking, okay, this is probably a safe bet for us to be in. So that kind of led to him, and they've been kind of going through this terrible thing where, they are trying to take over everywhere, and, he gets this crazy plan of going back in time, and there's the spell magic uses to bring Carol forward, and to send him back, she's told him that, you need Carol's powers, and he drains her pretty much until Bridget Thor, yes, Thor's daughter, who, by the way, is very cool. I wouldn't mind seeing Bridget again. I think this is the first story arc I've ever seen her in. And, hold on. Yep. Wow, there was a cop car racing outside. Okay. So, anyway, he kind of drains Carol dry a bit, and Bridget recharges her and turns her into this. But he succeeds anyway. He gets back in time to the Marvel present to start trying to take the process to rule himself, or maybe even prevent the apocalypse. So the bad guy kind of wins, but he doesn't ruin the new life that they were starting to take over. And Carol is having a pretty good time with meeting all these other new characters and descendants of her friends, until she realizes that Magic and Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, made an agreement to use her soul as a sacrifice, her life force, I should say, not soul, her life force, to put Carol back into her present day life. And Carol is obviously devastated by that, and before she says goodbye, she's sent back, and right back where she left off, where Spider-Woman, Rhodey, and Hazmat are right there, and she sort of tackles Spider-Woman kind of like Dino from the Flintstones style, and it's very sweet and adorable because she literally just saw her die a few minutes ago, and now she's okay. And then there's one last thing. Carol meets Rhodey's daughter in the future, and Rhodey's daughter isn't hers. So she is now getting it into her head, I can't stay with Rhodey, because if I do, maybe I will prevent this girl from existing, who is a very cool person I liked. So, Rhodey's obviously I mean, how would you feel if somebody broke up with you for those reasons? Like, this is a possible future. We live in the Marvel Universe where there's a dozen possible futures. That doesn't sound fair to break up with me because of this possibility. And she's going like, look, I can't in good conscience, after meeting her, risk screwing her existence up just because I want to be with you. And he's like, oh, whatever, and takes off. So they might be broken up for a while, although they've broken up a couple times, so I don't know. Maybe they will get back together. But this is a pretty good book. I really did enjoy this story arc. It was one of those story arcs that you kind of forget about in between months, and then when you pick it back up, you go, oh, this is actually pretty good stuff. I'm not a big fan of post-apocalyptic things and then the future things, kind of future imperfect. And the Hulk, that was a really good one. And this is very, I think, kind of similar to that in tone and feel, and just the way it's done. Kelly Thompson proves to still be one of my favorite writers at Marvel, and this is very good. It also sets up, there's going to be a one-shot next issue, which I think was supposed to be for Valentine's Day. But it does feel like every book in the world has been postponed a couple months because of 2020 and COVID and all that. So we just missed February by a month with this issue, where Carol is now single again, and it seems like every guy in town wants a shot. By the way, Namor, forget it. That's not going to happen. That's not even like close to a possibility. And sometimes I've heard like her and Spiderman hinted at as a couple, but I'll be honest, Carol and Peter just are very two different people. I don't really see that, so not too bad. I enjoyed this a lot. This is I'd say this is a good strong 5 out of 5 Ram chips. I like this one a lot. The whole arc, what do you call this arc, the Brave New World arc, I'd probably give it a total maybe 4 out of 5 Ram chips. So if you haven't picked this arc up, go back a few issues and it's worth your time. I think it's like 4 or 5 issues. It's a pretty good arc. Alright, now let's go to X-Men. And I won't talk too much about this because I really don't have too much of value to say. It's Jonathan Hickman and Mahmoud. Let's see, who's the artist? I think it's Mahmoud. Ooh, man, where is that credits page? Okay, let's see. It's Mahmoud Azra, who's a pretty good artist, by the way. I've seen their work a few times. And this is going back to that vault thing that a few characters kind of dropped into, the female Wolverine and her little team. They're kind of they pick for very specific reasons. Their power set really works for what goes on, because the vault has this weird time distortion where things are very slow, unlike the normal Marvel universe where things just are so rapid pace in time. So yeah, they come across these baddies, which I don't really get names for these guys, although this guy looks like random. A fight ensues and things blow up pretty bad. So I don't know when this is going to factor into the regular timeline, because Hickman has done this really cool job of interweaving several different plot lines that he is working on. At the same time, working with the other creators of the 86 other X-Men books and having those kind of develop nicely on their own. I won't say too much because there's not too much plot stuff in this. It's very nicely done. The art is gorgeous, and if you're curious about where female Wolverine has been, this is a really good issue to catch up on. She's very good in this. So I'm going to give it. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 Ram chips. Pretty good issue. I liked it quite a bit. And that brings us to Miss Marvel issue 18 or issue 75, depending on your renumbering. But this is a really special issue. This is the last issue written by Saladin Ahmed, the last issue drawn by Minkyu Jung, and the last issue of the Magnificent Miss Marvel in general. That was kind of a surprise. I had heard that this team was leaving, but I didn't realize that they were ending this series. Now, I'm not worried for Miss Marvel because she's still a popular character, a star of a video game. They're doing the Miss Marvel TV series on Disney Plus that's supposed to premiere later this year, and she's premiering in the MCU films in Captain Marvel 2. So Marvel's not dropping this character. I'm just a little annoyed that I have to wait until probably the TV series premieres before we get another solo issue of her comic. I don't know why they just couldn't keep this book running. I get it. You have new fans who will look for her, and you want to have a new number one. My bet is there will be a new number one in the next Miss Marvel series when the TV series debuts. I don't like that, but I think that's the plan. Until then, she is going to be in the lead role of the Champions book. Now that's cool. I love that book, and I love her in it. Problem is, her supporting cast is probably not going to be any more than a blip in that series. So I guess they have a nice, good send-off here. And this issue is a really wonderful kind of like sum up of the past 18 issues of the Mod's run, where she starts off fighting Storm Ranger, but we get to see where she got to that point. Like, you can't believe I end up here. Kind of flashbacks, where the school that she goes to has finally rebuilt the gym after being ruined for, I don't know, the 86th time. And, you know, her friends, Nakia and Zoe, are kind of starting to talk again. She's talking to Bruno, even though Bruno's gone back to his other girlfriend, Mike. And his parents, her parents, her dad is starting to show signs of recovery from that medical problem he had a few issues ago. It's also kind of fun because they seem like they're kind of loosening up a bit. You know, this is kind of like changed his perspective, and that's a really sweet moment. Then we jump to Zoe, and let's see, Zoe and Nakia and Kamala have had some issues lately because of the Cradle Act and the Kamala Law and stuff like that. They've been kind of tense about the whole thing. Not to mention Kamala's breakup with Bruno. And I love Kamala's attitude towards the whole thing. It's like, look, we have been through some crap this last year, and let's just have some fun and, you know, forget the drama. Until the drama literally pops out of the sky, she takes off to handle it, and of course it's Storm Ranger again. She's like pieced herself back together and has come back for some payback. That's where we start our fight, and let's see, Amulet shows up for backup, and what's cool is he's more powerful than ever, and let's see, something has been enhancing his powers, and his powers essentially have this like ability. They can like come from, let's see, they are kind of like powered by love, and that's coming from her friends. Her friends know she's going off to fight something, and they're worried about her, and that is like juicing up his powers, which is great. Gives her the right backup, and she's able to take out Storm Ranger, and then she just goes back to her friends and have the rest of the night off. It's really sweet. It's wonderful. I love these characters, and I'm gonna miss them for, I don't know, however long it takes to get her book back. This was a really nice run. I'd recommend checking this out. I think Saladin Amin had a nice like pace to the storyline. The art was very consistent and very nice. I like June's work on this quite a bit. So I'm going to give this last issue a 5 out of 5 RAM chips. I'm sorry to see this book go. I can't wait for the next Miss Marvel book whenever that happens. So, hey, did you read any of these comics? Let me know in the comments below. Are you new to the channel? Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for all things Manos, where I talk about geeky stuff and my own stuff, like Red Knight. Red Knight is a comic book I publish, and it's available in print and digital at manospublishing.com. You can find me at Facebook, Instagram, what's that other thing? Tumblr, Twitter, man, whatever. just check me out there. And let me know in the comments if you bought any of these books or if you bought any other books that I should be reading. Let me know in the comments below. I'm always interested in new stuff. So, push the button, Lindsay.